happened. I didn't try to attack. No, you fucking moron! God damn it! There's nothing I can do. Couldn't block.
My slangotory, self-explanatory. Have my man step your man, a man that be mandatory. Tell her look it in the angle for me. Real niggas in danger, need a fucking container. When I open it up, I can't fucking contain it. I got 10 toes on the payment, so why you fucking complaining? Watch mad at my bracelet mad at my chain mad at my pinky, so I can't wear no earrings. Two-chain.
Thank you, you worthless people, for the views. You're viewing this video, okay? You gave me money. I just want you to know that. You gave me money. All right, what's going on, everyone? This is TheAireaidLord, and I'm here today with a co-op partner from a very far place. P-Dog is here.
I am.
Speak. Yes.
I'm here.
And this is... You thought that the writer's block was a dead animal.
For 2 years.
And
We've vanished.
I mean, it pretty much was. It pretty much was. I mean, our series back then, it was kind of like, I think it was kind of almost like a test run for ourselves, because I think back when you posed that idea, if I'm remembering correctly, it was kind of like an interest we kind of both had, because we were both kind of working on our own projects at the time. Like, you were working on some script for, like a machinima kind of Halo thing at the time.
I still have.
And yeah, you still have it. And I was doing, what I'm still doing today, editing my book. And so I think using the podcast helped so that we could fine-tune our own writing. And so that was good over the period of the summer. And I think we kind of hit, I guess we hit our own block because
I think
we were kind
of 2 years after. I literally didn't write until we started doing this, basically. Like 2 years I was on, like, writing like blank, couldn't think of anything. No good ideas.
Well, yeah, it's pretty much college and stuff like that. Was keeping us both busy. So thankfully we've kind of got the spark back.
And
you were
this
working
ridiculous idea for because basically we were always pondering. I think for like the past couple of weeks we were always pondering, could we bring back the writer's block? What would we talk about if we brought back the writer's block? And then I remember we were talking about earlier this week. I remember we were talking about writing, because I was writing something quite furiously over this past week, and I remember saying to Chris, I don't want this writing spark to die out, but at the same time I don't want to write any more serious writing stuff. I don't want to write any more crazy stuff like that. So how about I've always had this idea for like the longest time about writing some sort of DSP story, because DSP is the one thing that connected us quite a lot, because I mean we met each other through the King of Fate forums anyway. So
the only way, we've
been there through like everything. We've had dialogue with each other over DSP for years now.
If it wasn't for DSP, we would not have met. That's the simple truth.
Isn't that crazy? So
yes,
we figured, how about we do this idea? And as you can see, the title of this is now called the DSP Short Story Side Episode. This isn't an actual writer's block episode per se. We're not going to sit here and talk. Well, in a way we are, but it's not going to be the main focus of this video.
We'll be talking about writing, but it's going to be a lot of inside references to things. To anyone who's watching this video, I don't know, I'm just going to say this now. To anyone watching this video, whether you support DSP or whether you don't support DSP, this video is not supposed to be some sort of perspective video. I have those on my channel already. I can even link it, TheAireaidLord's 2014 perspective on DSP. That was the video where I told everyone what I thought. So if you're looking for that, go to that video. That's not what this is for. This is just supposed to be a fun writing
Yeah, like we don't mean
exercise.
anything. I mean, the stories are gonna be pretty hilarious. I think there's gonna be a lot of jabs at Phil, but just remember, yeah, we're not haters. At the same time, we're not fanboys. We're like people that are down the middle. We basically just we support Phil when he does something worth supporting, and the other way around. You know, it's just what we're gonna be writing here. A lot of it is gonna be in good fun, of course. Just remember that. Don't take any of this maliciously. But it is gonna be pretty funny, like some of the stuff we're gonna write.
Yeah.
We have a few.
There's going to be a lot of
ideas for this.
inside jokes that we obviously know, and if you've been around the block with DSP's content over the years, you might also get these references. So it's something that this is obviously a very DSP related video. So
Yeah, if you're not knowledgeable in DSP, you might not get the gist. I mean, you might still get some tips on writing stuff, because what's going to happen is we're going to go our separate ways for a time period to write our stories. And during that time, we're both going to record our perspectives on how we tackle writing a story like this from like start to finish. I mean, we're not going to record the entire thing, obviously, but we are going to talk about, you know, how we plan a story like from the get-go. Like we have this idea. Okay, we're going to write a DSP short story. That's basically the only theme that we have here. So we're just going to talk about how we write a story based on that one theme alone, and what we're going to incorporate into it from our own. From you know, that's going to make our story unique.
I suppose what I can do is if we mute our mics here and keep this going, I can open up my own MP3 Skype recorder and just record just the audio. I can't get the video on my end, but yeah, if that's something you want to do. I'm not sure how you wanted to tackle that.
That's going to work. So yeah, so we are going to work on another, and then we're going to come back after the period of time's over, and we're going to exchange stories. And we're going to basically just like talk about. I mean, it's all in good fun. You don't expect any. I mean, I know in the last episode, like episode 10, 2 years ago, we gave some like criticisms on our work and stuff, and gave some pointers. This isn't really going to be that. It's just going to be in good fun. I mean, writers have fun too, right? People who write, they can have some fun too. And this is our idea of fun. You know, writing some comedic short pieces like this.
Well, I want to be a writer, so I better be having some fun.
Of course, you see. So yeah, that's going to be our idea at the moment. So I hope you guys enjoy it. So we're going to get started. I suppose I don't think there's any more.
Are you going to stop the recording here, or are you just going to?
I'm probably going to jump straight in. So I'm just going to stop recording this video. We're going to both record our different perspectives in here. When we're not going to like obviously talk to each other during that entire period. We're going to give each other some breathing room to write this. We're going to come back, and yeah, then we can start you know, reading them. So sweet.
All right.
See you guys in a few seconds. Woo! Alright guys, it's me again, and I'm going to talk you very briefly through how I go through writing a short story. As you can see, I'm just on Google at the moment. This is a little template thing here. I haven't written many short stories in quite a while, so this will be my very first one in quite a bit. So this here one, first of all, let me open up Microsoft Word here to start off. A DSP short story. Okay, so that's basically all we know at the moment. We know this is a short story. Basically, that's the only restriction we have upon us. I'm going to make it pretty humorous, of course, because that's the whole process of this. So, what I basically want to find out at the beginning is some of DSP's key tropes and key isms, I suppose. So, I mean, I know quite a lot off the top of my head, but just to help me out here, Dark Side Phil, I know he's got Encyclopedia Drum. They're perfect. It's right here. I know that there's a lot of meme stuff here that, as you see, they're not very nice with their poor depiction of Phil here, but here we are. I think down here there's quite a lot of traits and stuff you're all about. So as you can see, here we go. Here's some ones here. So incredibly obnoxious voice, has a very gritty and squealy singing voice. So obviously here we have, I mean, the voice you can't do anything with in a short story, but for the squeaky singing voice, I mean, obviously having DSP singing the story is always going to be pretty good. There's always a good noise to have in it. You know, it's always very interesting to see these kind of things. So I'm going to constantly be referring back, please, seeing how many DSP references I can throw in at one time. I'm just trying to think of general ideas at the moment, because I mean, it's all well and good knowing all this stuff, but trying to incorporate it into an actual story is another thing. So these are all the things I want to include into the story. Here's some specific lines, you know, flipping, I'm not doing anything, and I didn't do that, you know, that kind of stuff. I want to always include all that stuff in there, but I'll keep this page open. In addition, I can always go on Twitter and see some of his most recent stuff. There's .txt, how convenient. So if I type in there he is, they call me DSP. So there you are. So we just see some of the most recent stuff he's been talking about, maybe throw some current cultural stuff in there. I don't really know, but let's just think about the actual story itself here. So we know what kind of stuff we could include, but what's the story actually going to be formatting on? Well, let's have a look. So the main characters we're going to have DSP, you know, Phil Burnell, all that good stuff. Also, basically the only other main person you could include in this story like this is Panda Lee. Panda Lee, Leanna, you know, include all that stuff. I'm trying to think about some other characters I can throw in. My idea of a short story, I've been thinking about this, is I'm going to make it as serious as possible, except for DSP, just to see how just to show how ridiculous he is sometimes. And so everything else around him is going to be very serious. I mean, I'm going to write it in third person, so even the narrator in the story is going to say stuff as if it's as if it's a story about anyone else, except DSP treats the scenarios that the story puts him in a very different way. So I'm just trying to think about some different scenarios here. DSP plays video games, of course. He does it for YouTube, so I'm trying to think about stuff that can prevent him playing that. That's basically the only thing I want to do, because we all know that DSP never likes being distracted from playing games. I mean, sure, whenever he's playing Street Fighter 4, for Saucy Sundays, Leanna has to go, and Leanna can't even stir the sauce. He's got to go and stir the sauce himself, but he doesn't want to stay away from the video games. So that's one thing I want to do. I want to see how many situations can I get DSP out of his office. Can I get DSP out of his office? Other kind of stuff. So we're on a limited time frame here, so I'm just going to try and like off camera. I'm going to think of a few, and I'm going to solidify one. But already I can think of weather as one, because if there's a lightning strike, you can't play any video games. I mean, sure, whenever Leanna was over there, there was other hurricane that was going on, and he couldn't play any video games, and he made vlogs instead. Thinking about some other stuff that could ruin it. Maybe a console failure. That could be something else that could ruin his potential video game potential. His potential video game potential. Okay. All their different stuff. So I'm trying to think of as many scenarios as I can. How many references to Phil can I incorporate in this space of time? Whether that be current or whether that be what people have found out from this. So what is obviously going to be a big one as well. Trying to think about some other stuff. I'm going to once again start it pretty descriptive, and I'm not going to do it for first person or anything. I'm going to do it once again. I'm just going to do it as if it's somebody, as if the narrator is talking about somebody else, except DSP is going to treat it all very surreal, if you know what I mean. He's going to treat it in his own DSP way. So obviously it's a short story, so I want the whatever happens to whatever situation he's in to be resolved very quickly. And of course, being DSP, maybe it could be something that he just didn't pay attention to, because dude, nobody told me, man. It could be something like that. So I'm going to get rattled on here. These are my first few pointers. I'm going to be referencing the spew out section here as well. Brand of humor. There's a few other stuff here as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all I can do. I will put this back on if I have any more tidbits here, but for now, I'll get back to you if something else comes up. So yeah, over to Chris.
Alright, so this is my process for this. Okay, so my idea, I guess we'll get underway writing this. I suppose the thing is, for the past couple of days I've actually had this idea. It's gonna call The Salty Runback is the title. I guess we can, well, bold that? Yeah, we can bold that. Make it a little bigger too. The Salty Runback. And we'll do some authorship here because I like to give myself some plugs. But you already know my name anyway. By TheAireaidLord. There we go. And I'll be editing this video randomly. Just, you know, I'm gonna have to watch it back and edit the parts that I want to edit. So, all right, The Salty Runback. All right, I'm gonna have to think of how I'm doing this. I don't know. I feel pressured now that the camera's on me. Again, I'm probably gonna jump cut this, so bear with me. Here, let me put the. Actually, let me put my mic. This is gonna be hard to type. There we go. That works. All right. As long as. There we go. All right. Is that? Oh, mouse is caught. There we go. see here. I don't know if I should do this thing. Crash. We'll do an alliteration here. So yeah, I've had this idea. I'll be writing this in like novel format. I've had this idea. The idea is that John Rambo comes back to Seattle with OJ to confront Phil and Panda Lee when they're shopping in the mall. Okay? That is my idea. And now there's going to be a confrontation, and that is what I'm going to write. So.
Okay, we're back. And I'm the one doing the intro this time because I'm cool. Okay, so we give each other about 90 minutes, I'd say. I mean, there's no way for us to prove that, but I mean, the transition of time here, as you can see, it's now gone a bit darker in here. But that's what happens when you write a story. I hope you enjoyed our very brief little short story planning things. I honestly thought we'd have a lot more to say, but whenever you're actually like in the moment you want to start writing, you're just kind of like... I'm not sure if that's what happened for you, but that was what happened to me, at least. Which is crazy.
I couldn't, like... Yeah, I wanted... Like, I didn't play... Usually I write at my best when I'm not, like, playing music, or, like, I didn't really notice the passage of time. Like, I knew what I wanted to write, and then I just wrote it, and for... Like, I wasn't really saying anything into the... Because the more I talked, it was distracting. Like, it was almost like I was talking in my head, and if I talked out loud, it was just going to distract what I was trying to write. So, I couldn't really do that.
Yeah.
So...
Alright, well...
Yeah.
Anyway, I've got the stories here, and I'm going to screen capture them for you guys at home so that you can read along. We are going to narrate them as well. I'm not sure how this is going to work, because if you guys know me, I don't swear at all. So even though my story does have swearing in it, I personally don't swear at all. I just haven't done it in years, so... I don't know how I'm going to avoid that.
Yeah, he can... Yeah, P can improvise with my...
I mean, we're both reading each other's stories, so I think I'm going to start with Chris's because yours is the first one up here.
Yeah, and so I'm looking at this. Yeah, so I'm looking at my story on my computer.
Right, so now let's just read the Seattle Showdown here. So let me change the screen captures.
So I'll tell you some interesting facts about this before we read this.
All right, go on.
So you'll figure out the setting because I give like a couple paragraphs in the beginning to describe the setting. So, yeah, the setting is obviously Seattle, kind of giveaway. This spans multiple characters in the DSP verse universe. So you'll see a few familiar faces popping up in this. So
this will be interesting.
Enjoy. Okay, all right.
So I've got an idea. Okay, if you read it along with me, every time a swear word pops up, you say the word. Okay, it's gonna sound so good.
All right, that works.
Right, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna have to take some water during this, but. Doesn't matter. Okay, you ready? Right, here we go.
All right.
Crash. A bolt of lightning. Oh, wait, hold on. First of all, before I begin this, you guys seen this? You guys can't be good. Sorry about that. Okay. Crash. A bolt of lightning illuminates the sky. A heavy downpour ensues over the city of Seattle. Traffic is dense. Cars sound their horns angrily, while the citizens of Washington State scurry under the nearest building they can find. On the outskirts of the city, the traffic yields towards a single off-ramp. The ramp bends down and loops towards a wide industrial complex, commonly known to Seattle travelers as the Northgate Mall. Amongst the bustling traffic sits a small car. The car is a green, four-door sedan. Its windshield wipers fiercely slash from side to side as it continues its monstrous battle with the rain. The driver of this sedan sits calmly behind the wheel as he watches the traffic to his front cross steadily. His blue eyes gaze ahead, not looking at the traffic, but forward into the rain. "John, I'm hungry!" a voice suddenly croaks from behind. "Hey, what did I tell you? Take a nap, simmer down, and stay ballsy." "How long have we been driving, John?" 2 days, OJ, 2 days. We've traveled this great and powerful nation and seen its wonders. We did good. "I didn't," OJ replies. "A Native American took me for a bison and nearly shot my head off." "That was the best part of the journey," John muses. "I told you not to wear your hair like you were in a freaking rock concert. Tie that..."
Shut up.
Yes. "Hey," OJ protests. No, sorry, that wasn't the best part. The best part is yet to come." The Northgate Mall has reached its maximum capacity at the height of noon. Parents, kids, elderly folk, they all stroll across the maximum of 21st century capitalism. Whether it's Best Buy and those in search of the latest gadgets, or McDonald's for those in search of their 5th burger of the day, everyone had a purpose at the Westgate Mall. Up at the highest level, a store sign read, Exotic bath and soaps. Oh no. Two individuals stroll out of the store. The first is a burly man with a prompt goatee. He walks with swagger, making every step flow positively and truthfully. The other is a young girl with bouncy brown hair and teeth like the likes of Bugs Bunny. I'm thumbing up the webcam. He holds a white bag in their right hand, filled with scented soaps, shampoos, and fragments. The man walks out with a large camera in his hands that he points widely around his vicinity. He turns to the girl and grins. Find everyone you want, honey.
Everyone, find everything.
Yeah,
That's
find everything.
Typo.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine.
There's a typo right there.
Yes,
Find everything.
yes, the girl shrieks so loud the fat mall cop nearly pulls out his gun. I got 4 fragments and 2 new soaps for my business. And you got chocolate, the man notes. Chocolate makes me happy, she exclaims, hopping up and down. A middle-aged man, holding the hand of a young kid, suddenly approaches the burly man and girl. Excuse me, the parent says to the man. Could you tell your daughter to not yell so loud? It really startled my son. The man shakes his head and laughs. The sound can only be described as the slow process of a dolphin finding sexual pleasure among its kind. What a...
What a fucking idiot.
The man moans. You've got bugged hearing, man. Go back home with your basement-dwelling kid and tell him to stop chugging his
Fucking Fanta
and eating his Doritos. Hey, I'm 13, the kid exclaimed. Ha ha ha, wait till your balls have dropped until you talk to me, kid.
fucking children. Fuck
Man.
this stupid nonsense.
Yeah, this stupid nonsense. Yeah, the girl exclaims. You go, sweetie. The man storms off with his kid, pulling him away from the scene. Sweetie, can we go home? The girl asks. Let's find some lunch first. I need to try.
Oh, wait. Yeah, there's an extra 2. Yeah. Whoops. Alright, anyway, read that again.
Right, I need to try the triple stack Baconator Supreme Combo Deluxe Super Sandwich on the DSP tries it. One for me too. Yes, for you too, honey. The couple begins to walk away from the soup store. The man begins to notice something strange. The path before them is void of any shoppers. Everyone has seemingly vanished while they are engaging in their little altercation. The man begins to walk with his woman, this time at a slower pace. Suddenly, a figure steps from the clearing. He stomps the ground as he plants his feet rigidly upon the floor. He huffs and he puffs. He positions his black hat firmly on his bald head. He glares at the man and his dysfunctional woman. Yep. Darkside Phil, he roars. The king of hate. Phil Burnell. John? Phil asks in surprise. It's really you, man? What are you doing all the way out in Seattle? I'm coming for you, Phil. I'm coming for you. Phil's eyes widened. His sweaty palms opened as he drops his camera to the ground. What? The Ramborgia has come, Phil. It's coming for you. You and your daughter, Liana. She's my
fucking girlfriend, John.
Yes, I do see that you've been
fucking her.
Well done. She's looking hotter already. You know, perhaps I should play video games for a living. I too could achieve such a high standard in women. What's your problem, man? Phil asks. John grins. You shall find out. Now. Or you shall find out soon. Now, OJ. OJ jumps from behind a plastic tree. He is wearing a pink martial arts uniform with a faded belt and red headband. He is barefoot and this time has his hair tied back in a neat ponytail. He turns, showing Phil his rear end as he slaps it twice. Next line.
A shitty Dan?
Phil asks. No, the
shitty shit of Dan.
John corrects.
John
OJ
corrects.
suddenly runs towards Phil. Liana screeches as she throws her soup in the air. It soars through the sky and falls off the balcony. I dropped the soup. Oh, honey, Phil says in despair. OJ goes in for an uppercut-like attack. The attack misses miserably as he slides and he slips on the floor and wipes out, tumbling over his own arm. John looks down at OJ in disgust. Get up, OJ, what are you doing? It's not working, OJ yells. John shakes his head. He stares at Phil. Alright, Lex Luthor, I'm facing you myself. Come on then, Phil says. What's with you? Are you mentally ill? Do I really have to have the white coats come and grab you too? No, Phil, John replies. Those white coats would be grabbing you, Mr. King of Weight. Come on, Phil. You never called me bro. You never texted me. I hear you speak quite negatively of me. What happened to DS Positive? I was doing my job. I'm an independent, John. I'm not expendable, okay? Phil belches before proceeding. Excuse me. I see your eating habits are the same when we last met.
Shitty.
Okay, how's real estate going for you? I bet you I could apply for a job in real estate, walk in the interview, and get the guy to hire me on the spot. Because I'm all about maximum truth and minimum...
bullshit.
Of course, DSP. That's what you are. You are...
Bullshit, DSP.
Yeah, you got to say this one.
Stupid, laggy bullshit.
I beat your ass in Super Turbo, and all you'd be saying is you were pressing buttons. Lightning suddenly strikes at the sky. Phil's face darkened. What did you just say to me? I think you know, Phil. You're a scrub. I dare you. I dare you to say that one more
You can just say effing time.
effing time. Fine, I
One
guess
more,
OJ and I will.
more fucking time.
Fine, I guess OJ and I will. Scrub! DSP's a scrub! Private business owners and the degenerates of Washington. Phil Vanel's a scrub! Phil's cheeks flap as he shakes his head in rage. That's it, come here! John and Phil run towards each other. OJ and Leanna watch from the sidelines. Go Muffin! Leanna screams. Give him the taste of pulp, OJ counters. John sidesteps. His entire body suddenly flies towards as he slices DSP with his hands. DSP falters as the hit strikes his stomach. Okay, I was... Okay, I was blocking, but sure, he argues. John thrusts his palm into Phil's face. Phil gets hit again. I'm holding back! Phil gets hit again by John's expert setup. John is all over Phil now, striking him with an intricate combo the likes of Phil has never seen. Wow, I've never fought an Oni. Phil is knocked to the ground as John unleashes one final attack. OJ mockingly yells, KO! John now looms over Phil as Phil holds his stomach with both hands. Nice try, M. Bison, John says. Dude, you cheated, Phil proceeded. There's no way you could have possibly known what I was going to do. Today a cheater, tomorrow a hero. Killing disease is breathing. As these famous earth-shattering words are uttered, the schnoz man and the hole punch.
Hole.
W-H-O.
It's whole. It's the whole. It's a different series.
Okay.
It's a new
Ding
series.
Dong suddenly sounds across the mall's radio. OJ smells of victory as his accomplishment. It worked, John. Our radio signal worked. We have defeated the evil, OJ. It's time. John grabs his guitar from behind the plastic tree. He fiercely plays as DSP watches in humiliation. If evil was a gamer, it would be called DSP. Doom ba doom ba doom doom. If evil had a reason, he'd say it was laggy. And if you mess with evil, he's going to...
I'm gonna fuck your face.
This isn't an attorney. This isn't a case. Schnoz Man and Hole Punch. The Justice League. Sometimes we're Oni. Sometimes we're Dan. If your name's Philip, you probably ran. Oh yeah! John and OJ high-five each other as they casually walk away. Leanna rushes over to her fallen Muffin. Oh no, sweetie! Oh no, you failed me! Believe we're so far for you. Phil's eyes open.
I'm gonna say this.
Go.
Eat my disgusting, unwashed, raisin, very juicy, raging taint, you absolute fucking cow.
As Leanna's stunned expression takes form, DSP rises from his cradle position and screams, "There was nothing I could do!" And there's it.
End scene. Yes, obviously, the whole punch thing was a blunder on my part. I was writing it so fast that I fucking...
That's still one of the most hilarious ones I've ever seen. Hole punch.
Whole punch, the whole
W-H.
punch.
That's gonna be the new
The
series.
entire punch. The entire punch.
The
Not
entire
part of the punch.
There you go.
The entire
so
punch.
It's funny because mine's very different from yours in that way. Yours is very action-packed and stuff. Mine is just very dialogue-heavy. Mine's very just...
Oh, good lord. Alright.
Okay, ready? So hold on. So that's
Yeah, your mic was a little laggy on my end. But
oh, well, the good thing is I recorded
just,
they wouldn't hear. But, well, your mic...
Yeah, just let me know how you hear it. Yeah.
Alright. I'll let you know if there's anything going on. Okay, so this is my intro, okay? So, DSP and Pandali in the amazing delivery disaster. Some short words about this. Mine takes place entirely in Phil's house. There's only 3 characters in it. It's DSP, Pandali, and somebody else, which you'll see later on. But, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I can say. Just a lot of jokes here, so, yeah. And now Chris is going to hopefully read it, preferably with very little lag. If there is lag, you'll still be able to read it on my screen. So on. Whoa, wait a minute. Oh, what was the thing on this? 150, so 150 on this.
150. Alright, we ready?
Okay, you ready? Yes, go.
Yes. Okay. Our story begins in an odd setting placement, a beautiful Friday afternoon in Seattle. The trees, oh, it's in Seattle as well. The trees blew gently with the soft touch of the wind as a dissimulation of birds congregated on the mud-brown branches, exchanging songs and feeding their young. The grass was freshly mown, and the sweet smell of summer was simply a delight to the nostrils. Not a cloud in the sky, only added to the appeal of the sight. A sight that any man would kick himself to miss, unless that man was Phil Burnell. Indeed, the man-child ignores the wonderful view, opting to fixate his eyes on the television screen, while virtual onlookers observed in horror at the gameplay on display. The room was eerily quiet, with only the odd bells breaking the silence. Suddenly, a dreadful noise outside his door made the gamer very upset. "Come on, dude," he yells out, slamming his controller. "What the fuck was I supposed to do?" He glares at the door and slowly gets up from his couch, breaking wind as he does so. He swings the door open to see his girlfriend lying on the ground beneath his feet. She looks up at him, then slowly gets up herself. She turns to the hallway and grabbed the object she tripped up. Huh?
I don't know, I said that was a past tense thing. Blunder.
Yep.
Keep going.
"Oh, shoes, Phil," she says, holding it up to her waffle to see. Phil shakes his head. "You're such a wuss," he says in response. "What are you doing in there? You haven't came out to greet the fish yet." Phil looks up at the ceiling and then says, "Dude, I'm trying to make a living in here. What do you want me to do, man? Every day I don't play games. That's a day I don't get paid." Panelly sighs. "Well, would it kill you to take a break and go see how they are?" "I don't know, man. I'll check out my gaming calendar, see if I can spare a minute." She scowls at him and walks away towards her spare room office. Yes. Phil returns to his mic and makes an announcement. "Okay, everyone on the stream, I'm going to take a quick break, but I'll be back shortly, okay?" A comment scrolls past, not directly talking about Phil. Luckily, he spots it and bans the hater on the spot. Phil leaves his not gaming room office studio and heads downstairs, grunting after every step. Eventually, he makes it to the kitchen where he begins to pursue a Chinese takeaway menu. Shortly afterwards, he hears his girlfriend follow him down. "Hey, Leanna, in China they say Chili Chang Wang, Charlie Chang, Chicka Chow, Chicka Chow." Penley joins in on the laughter. "Oh, sweetie, that's such a good joke. You see, I can be good at telling jokes if I want to." Penley snatches the menu off of him and points towards the black pepper soup. "Hey, Phil, want to know how you know it's black? Oh, I need to make sure we have enough canned tomatoes for our fresh tomato saucy Sunday stream this weekend." Phil interrupts, stumbling towards the cupboard. "Want to know how you know it's black? Damn it, we ran out. Nothing I could do. Want to know how you know it's black? I guess I have to buy some after we visit Wendy's for some more of that delicious chili."
That's terrible.
"Want to know how it's black? Oh, I almost forgot. I need to get back to my office. I've got to check my Twitter, see if there's anyone on there I haven't blocked yet." Before Penley could say another word, Phil climbs up the stairs towards his studio and begins scrolling through Twitter. A Twitter user by the name of Darkside Fail tweets Phil an image of puppies and kittens, but Phil knows better than to respond to a hater. "I'm just going to ignore it," he says to himself as he writes a hateful message in response. "Whoa. Am I supposed to be impressed or something? You haters are mentally ill. Now go die in a fucking fire." He attempts to tweet, but realizing that his message is over the character limit, he simply resorts to blocking the hater. However, the internet lagged and the block is unsuccessful. "What? Dude, I'm blocking, but it's so laggy. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Phil laughs to himself as he mashes the cursor even harder, breaking it in the process. "Dude, I didn't do that. The mouse cheated. Fuck this." He gets up and heads back towards the couch. That's fine. I did in my script too. 15 minutes and minus 200 stream viewers later, Phil returns to his stream, but not before delivering an exceptionally large snort. "All right, time to get back to playing some more." Suddenly, the house phone rings, sending Phil into a tangent. "Whoa, dude. I just got back, and the phone starts ringing. Dude, this guy's cheating. The guy who's trying to call me must be watching the stream and is out to get me. Well, I'm not going to get it. Fuck that. Teach him not to call my house again, fucking scrub. I'm just going to keep letting it ring." The door bursts open again. Phil stands there, phone in hand. "Phil, did you not hear the phone ring? It's for you." In a fit of anger, he stands up and snatches the phone off her hands and holds it to her face. You see this? You see his phone? He asks her and launches it across the studio, causing a hole, the proper hole in the wall. Panda stared at him in disbelief. What the fuck? Oh, ho, come on. It's our new place and there's a hole in the wall.
Yes.
Yes. Well, you knew it was coming, and I'm gonna apologize right up front. I'm fucking pissed off right now. Why, sweetie? I'm trying to play a fucking game. I can't have all these distractions while I'm working. Panelly sighed and bowed her head. And you still haven't seen the fish yet. I hope they swim away from you, DSP mutters under his breath. Panelly walked back downstairs as Phil sat back down and put his headset back on. He squinted his eyes to see the television more clearly as he resumes recording. Anyway, I forgot to say, don't forget to support me on Patreon, everybody. I need that new camera. Your support me help you make quality, content for you guys. So if you see my stream and you want to throw some money my way so that I can play the games I want to play, despite you voting against it, then go ahead. So let's get back to the meaningless tirade is interrupted by a knock on the door. Dude, come on, man. All I'm trying to do is play video games for the internet. I bet you I'm being swatted. I guarantee it. This is amateur night. He slams the controller on the desk again and heads towards the door. I cannot believe this shit. I cannot fucking believe it. He whispers to himself as he investigates the knocking. Panda Lee, who sits on the living room couch, simply turns her head towards Phil, then turns back and continues watching her episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. Hello, DSP says as he opens the door. A delivery man from UPS stands in front of him with a big package. Is this the Burnell residence? The guy asked with zero enthusiasm. Who sent you? Phil responds, belching mid-sentence. The man points towards his UPS name tag. We tried calling, but you wouldn't respond. I had to climb your gate to get here. DSP puts his hand in the air. What? Dude, how was I supposed to know that? No one told me. Panda sighs in the distance. Well, I'm just here to deliver this package, sir. So if you don't mind, how am I supposed to trust you? Anyone can get a name badge. Sir, man, fuck you. I trust who I want. I'm the king of hate, and I don't have no fucking halo. He looks at the delivery man on my head, and I'm gonna trust whoever I want. Oh my god, that's incredible. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, you heard me. I'm one of the best gamers in the country, and I don't think I deserve to be treated like the way you're treating me, idiot. Learn how to show manners and be an honorable fucking human being. No, what did you call yourself? I'm the king of hate. I'm the king of hate. I've heard that name before, the delivery man pondered. Well, DSP looks at the name tag. Steve. I'm actually... Oh, fuck me. Oh, my God. I think I know where this is going. Steve, I'm actually a really successful YouTube Let's Player called Darkside Phil. Darkside Phil? You know. Yes, you spell it D-A-R-K-S-I... Oh, it's a Y, not an I. Gotta make sure it gets to him. Y-D-E-P-H-I-L. Darkside Phil. I remember your footage. You're the guy who made the Hateful Truth videos, right? See you... And you know that I'm the realest motherfucker on the internet, okay? Well, I don't know. I've stopped following your footage. But why would you do something like that? What were you thinking, dude? Well, Phil, I just think that you never listen to criticism. And I think that you became a lot more successful in your YouTube career if you just stop putting everyone that dislikes you into this mentally ill hater group that you like to think exists. And maybe consider some of the points they bring up and work upon it. Hell, every year you make positive changes, but then reserve almost all of them after a month. Until you learn to understand these different viewpoints on your content, valid criticism, I just couldn't follow your channel any longer. Phil looked at the ground for a few moments before bringing his head up to face the timid delivery man. Dude, are you serious? You're just another hater. I knew it. I shouldn't have opened the door, and you found out how to... My house? Whoa, you guys are so mentally ill. It's insane. So when you go back to your mom's basement, you can celebrate finding my house and trolling me in person by finishing your bag of Doritos and checking out your fucking pants up. Wow, wait, the same show. Because you got to hate on me in person. You're so good. He gave himself time to rest before adding, if you have a point, make it. But if you're not, then get the fuck out of my life. fuck you, fuck your mom. He raises another finger, fuck your whole family, and fuck the SOK. With that, he slams the door and turns back to see Pandalise standing behind him. She holds a fishbowl containing some goldfish inside a bowl of water. You wouldn't see the fish, so I brought the fish to you, she says softly. DSP gently takes the fishbowl away from her and observes the fish inside. You can take these goldfish, and they can go the fuck over there. He throws the fishbowl over his shoulder, smashing a window as he does. Stop commenting about the goldfish. No one cares. Oh my fucking god. He then storms back up the stairs, and just before he sits down, he glances outside at the beautiful summer day. The gentle rays of the sun had begun to enter the room, like a small beacon of hope entering through a crack of darkness. Dude, I can't have the sunlight distract me from my gameplay. I've got to get back to work, he says, and promptly closes the blinds, leaving the room in total darkness. Oh my god.
A bit of commentary in that as well.
You were giving some, that was like, geez, you were like ridiculing Phil in that. You were like giving him some pointers almost in there.
I know,
the whole fucking, the delivery man, Jesus. I was just speaking through.
It with Steve, and then I was like, I couldn't through that, and then I had a different idea, and I just forgot to change the name. So whenever you said Steve, you're like, I thought it was Steve. I thought it was gonna be Steve Jones. I was going to write it so it was Steve Jones. Then I was like, wait a minute, let me just add a little fun thing here. And yes, literally, I made that goldfish, that fish remark at the very beginning, just so that I could have a goldfish joke at the very end. Oh, so,
wow.
There you go. So again,
so mine was John Rambo driving cross country with OJ. They take the roles of two different Street Fighter characters, Oni and Dan, and they beat Phil up. They sing a new version of Schnozman and Hole Punch, and then leave Phil to his misery as he flips out at his girlfriend and screams nothing he could do. And yours is a typical life in DSP's world, except he gets a package and yells at a guy who used to watch his footage.
No, one thing I forgot to do, because we ran out of time limit, there was some stuff I was going to add. Like, I was going to tweak it a bit more. Like, again, there were typos and stuff, and there were some sentences made no sense, but it's only because we were only working. But I think we gave each other 90 minutes to do it. So that's why our sentences aren't perfect, because we didn't have a lot of time to skim over it. I was gonna
originally in my script, I was gonna have the kid and his dad come back, like the kid like attack Phil or something, or like say something to Phil while he's getting hit by John, and Phil would have said some remark to him or something. Like learn to be an honorable, learn to be an honorable viewer and be.
I'm trying to think. It was the only DSP reference we both mentioned, the chugging Fanta reference. The other one that we both had, like almost word for word.
That was a direct one we did. Yeah, the Fanta.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Oh no, we're getting internet problems. It says in your mic. No, it's back now. I was gonna add a joke about him grabbing the package from and throwing it in the trash, like the Wii U thing that he did. I was just gonna add a few more like jokes. Whenever he was walking down the stairs, I was considering Panda falling down the stairs, but I was like, no, because she already tripped over the shoes. Oh, shoes, Phil. But I figured DSP got enough to be. So again, I know that sounded really harsh, like both of our stories. But again, keep in mind, we've been in Phil's footage before. We don't hate the guy. We're not, and I mean, some of the stuff that the delivery man was saying in my story, people have been saying to Phil all the time, and Phil's response to it is pretty much his response to the joke. That's maybe a very exaggerated version of it, because he was sitting there raising the finger and stuff. But you get the idea. So yeah, that was a little fun thing.
Did you get the Paul Blart reference in mine?
I thought you were going to mention if I did.
Did you get that?
Had a mustache, and then I would have definitely got it. But yeah, so.
Oh yeah. Like a fat mall cop goes for his gun as Pandalise. Of course. A lot of references.
We might post these somewhere, I think. Like
oh my god! Like the King of Hate forums.
No, I would avoid the King of Hate forums or these fucking stories. I wonder how they'd respond if we actually did post them. That'd be hilarious. But so
we'd be blocked. We'd be blocked as long as no laggy internet intervened.
Short story side episode. I'm not sure if we're going to be back at all for Writer's Block unless we get another fun idea. We were going to do something like this anyway. Like we were going to do an idea like this where we were going to like practice writing on the show, and then this is basically what it came to 2 years later. But
I think if we ever want to do this again, maybe if we ever want to do this again, maybe like at some point in July or something, like if we give this a month, maybe we can maybe come back and potentially do this idea, but like there has to be a certain theme. So for this idea, we worked the parameters were broad. Like it was basically
Yeah, I mean, think about our stories that we got. We got one
Yeah.
Street Fighter like story thing, and then we got
like
one,
a Street Fighter.
realistic.
Yeah. So I think maybe like restricting what we can do, like where is it set, who set, like what characters are in it. Maybe we can only use a few lines. Maybe we have like a list of lines and we can only use the line once, and we can only use like maybe set some parameters and see. That way our stories are kind of similar because we're working with the same stuff, and then we can read them and see how they are. I don't know. That's just a suggestion. I was thinking.
This is the kind of stuff that writers tend to do. I mean, it's fun and all. I mean, look how much fun we were having, sharing our stories and laughing over the ridiculous comparisons that we had. But I mean, you got to also remember that it's all about. At the end of the day, it basically does help your writing. In the end, like it helps you to
Oh my god.
formatting, and it helps you in terms of your layout and stuff. I mean, obviously, seeing our spelling and seeing some of our sentence structure and that was pretty. You might not think that, but I mean, again, it can help you out sometimes whenever you do that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's us. So I mean, if you guys stuck around for this, I'm sure Chris will timestamp the all the different parts of this video and see what's going on. But until next time, F you, F your mum, F your whole family. Yeah, so that's us. I reckon. So
There was nothing we could do, guys. See you later.
Alright, so yeah, we'll see you guys for another Irish Blog episode if it happens. Hope you guys enjoyed the side episode. So, yeah, learn how to play the game. Be the honorable FM player. Sweet.